grabbed a large recycling bin and headed back to the bathroom. He was then seen with his face covered, dragging the bin out of the bathroom through the hallway and outside the school. Police said Chisholm stole Ritzer's purse, keys, and credit cards. Hours later, he even bought a movie ticket with one of the stolen credit cards. Then, at around midnight, police found Chisholm walking along Route 1, where he confessed to the murder.
I asked him if he knew where the girl was.
What did he tell you?
He stated that she was buried in the woods.
And what did you ask him next?
I asked him if we can get to him, can we help her?
And what did he tell you?
He said no.
Police also found the murder weapon in Chisholm's pocket, covered with Ritzer's blood. Ritzer's body was found in the woods near the school, a few yards away from the place of her dream job. Chisholm was charged with first-degree sexual assault, armed robbery, and first-degree murder. At his trial, investigators took the stand, revealing Chisholm's confession while in custody.
So he said he karate chopped her neck, which rendered her unconscious. He talked about putting his hand on her mouth, and then he talked about dragging that box cutter across her neck without it causing any injury. And then he said the second time, the meridian point.
Chisholm even told police where to find Ritzer's body.
He'd asked him to kind of draw us a map of the area so that we could kind of pinpoint where she would be.
That wasn't enough. Even Chisholm's defense admitted that he was a murderer.
Philip Chisholm killed Colleen Ritzer.
But offered the explanation that Chisholm was severely mentally ill.
He had been suffering from a psychotic disorder since the age of 10.
But the prosecution argued that Ritzer's murder was premeditated, as Chisholm went to school that day well prepared.
Blue sweatshirt with a hood, gloves, a mask, a box cutter.
Unsurprisingly, the jury convicted Chisholm on all counts.
Defendant Philip Chisholm is guilty of deliberate premeditation and extreme atrocity cruelty on indictment number 2013-1446, charging him with murder in the first degree.
At his sentencing, Judge David Lowry detailed the violent nature of Chisholm's crime.
The defendant violently Colleen Ritzer. He viciously, brutally, and senselessly attacked Colleen.
Ultimately, Chisholm was sentenced to life in prison, with a chance for parole after 40 years for the murder of Colleen Ritzer. But Chisholm would be back again in 2024.
A man convicted of killing a teacher in Danvers when he was a teenager has now pleaded guilty in a separate assault case.
Chisholm, now 25, pleaded guilty to attempted murder and kidnapping charges. Back in 2015, while awaiting trial for Colleen Ritzer's murder, Chisholm attacked and seriously injured a female juvenile detention worker. This time, he was sentenced to 17 to 20 years in state prison for the attack on the youth worker. While some would say that Philip Chisholm received a lenient sentence, the convict in our next case got away with even less time served. This is Jamiko Hayden, who's on trial for murder in Kentucky. On December 19th, 2019, police said 19-year-old Christian Gwynn was gunned down while walking down a street near his home in Louisville. The killer fled the scene in a stolen car, which was later found in the possession of a man named Jamiko Hayden. Hayden was arrested and charged with first-degree murder.
Hey, when you say you have murder charges? Yeah.
You have a charge of murder from December 19th of 2019, so no contact with the family of Christian Gwynn.
The case never went to trial, and 2 years later, Hayden accepted a plea deal where he pled guilty to lesser charges of second-degree manslaughter, theft, and possession of a handgun by a convicted felon. At his sentencing, an emotional mother addressed her son's killer.
There's no mathematical numbers that they can give you that can make this heartache and pain go away that you caused my family. 10 years is not enough because you're still breathing, you still get the lids, you still get visitation, phone calls, and good.
Just as the grieving mother was ending her statement, Hayden smirked at the family.
You killed my son, Christian Gwynn. You took a son away from his father and a brother away from his siblings, and for that you will never be forgiven.
This is when things got heated.
Amen to your family and people out here in community.
Is it funny, bro? Is it funny?
Sir, you're...
Is it funny? You want to crack a smile, man?
Sir,
you want to crack a smile, bro?
I have to ask you to leave. I wish the judge would give you forever.
Don't laugh at man.
I wish you would get forever for taking away my son.
Both the victim's father and the defendant were removed from the courtroom. After the dust settled, now it was the victim's sister whose emotions got the better of her.
The great man, and for that, I hope forever your days are hard and you never see the sun again. I hope he hurt you.
Ultimately, Hayden was sentenced to 10 years in prison as part of his plea deal.
Oh,
While Jamaica
damn.
Hayden got just 10 years of jail time for murdering a teenager, how much time would you get behind bars for stabbing your parents? Like in the case of Tia Skinner, who was on trial for the murder of her adoptive father in Michigan. In the early hours of November 12th, 2010, authorities received a chilling 911 call. On the phone was 17-year-old Tia Skinner, her voice trembling in fear and panic.
911, what's the location of your emergency? Okay, what is your name? So you're downstairs?
Yes, I don't want to go upstairs. I'm too afraid.
Okay, what is your name?
Tia Skinner.
Authorities also received a 911 call from Tia's mother, Mara, who pleaded with them for help.
What is your brother saying?
My brother is helping. Help me. My mom is scared of me.
Tia's brother Jeff then took over the call, saying an intruder had stabbed his parents.
What's your name?
My name is Jeff.
Jeff. Jeff, tell me exactly what happened.
Someone came in and stabbed my mom.
Somebody came in and stabbed your mom?
My mom and my dad, yeah.
Jeff also mentioned that his father was badly hurt.
My dad has lacerations to his abdominal. Stabbed in the chest.
Okay, well, we need to control the bleeding, okay?
In on it.
Paul Skinner, who suffered multiple stab wounds to his chest and abdomen, died shortly after. Police arrived and rushed Mara to the hospital, where she received multiple knife wounds all over her body. Investigations revealed that two intruders wearing masks climbed in through the bedroom window and ambushed Paul and Mara in their bed. It also led to the shocking truth that Tia's demeanor that night on the 911 call was completely fake. Police arrested and charged the three teenagers with murder and conspiracy, including Tia Skinner. The other two were 18-year-olds Jonathan Kurtz and James Preston. At their trial, the prosecution said Tia was the mastermind of the horrific attack.
She designed the plan, and although she didn't climb those stairs that horrific evening and use a knife to stab two individuals 25 times, she certainly aided and abetted in that offense.
They claimed the attack on the couple was in retaliation, as they did not approve of Tia and Kurtz's relationship. This was backed up by an investigator who said Tia's behavior when they arrived seemed stoic, despite the horrific attack on her parents.
Her demeanor would not give me any indications that there was anything amiss.
Also testified in court, describing the brutal attack she faced that night.
And I lifted my head and looked toward where his voice was, because it was dark in our room. And at that moment, I realized that I was being attacked, and he was being attacked.
Eventually, the jury convicted the three teens on first-degree premeditated murder, conspiracy to commit murder, and attempted murder. At their sentencing, Mara Skinner addressed the two teens who attacked her and killed her husband.
Screams and our cries for help went unanswered. You heard them, and you chose not to stop, not to have mercy on us.
Then, Mara turned her attention towards her adopted daughter, Tia.
Tia, you completely puzzled me. I thought I knew you. I thought we shared the same feelings, values, loves, and life. But I guess I never really knew you at all.
Now it was time for the teenagers to learn their fate.
For the premeditated
deliberate murder of your father. You are hereby committed to the Michigan Department of Corrections to be imprisoned for the remainder of your life without any opportunity.
Ultimately, all three received life sentences without parole for the murder of Paul Skinner, including his daughter.
W motherfucking video, chat. W motherfucking video.